Alright, hello citizens of YouTube and welcome to the Resident Evil 4 remake. I have quite a bit of an intro for this one, so just go ahead and skip ahead to the time on the screen right now as I go and turn down the audio. At least for like the menu music. Or does that affect the music or just like the sound effects? I think that's just the sound effects, that's kind of weird. But okay, anyway, Resident Evil 4, my history with the original game. I played the PS4 version when that came out, which some people say is not a very good port, but regardless, I loved it. I think I beat it in about a month, and it took like 16, 17 hours, something like that. I did not realize that game was that long. It was nice and meaty, and it still didn't overstay its welcome because it was a great game. I just loved it. It was fantastic, so much freaking fun. What a breath of fresh air. Even though there are games inspired by it, like, you know, Dead Space being the most obvious, and Deadly Premonition, which I also love, but a lot differently. RE4, there's just something about that game that I haven't felt playing any other game ever. I don't know, it's such a unique dish, you know? It's just something that you've never tasted before or since. It is so special, sacred, really. Outside of RE4, well, actually, before I move on to the other games, I think I've played through RE4 through and through like 3 times. There was the first time, then I did a playthrough of the original game a few years ago, and I think I played through it sometime last year. And to my surprise, my dad bought an Oculus Quest, the second one, and I've played a little bit of RE4R on there. RE4, no, not RE4R. This is RE4R. I'm talking about Resident Evil 4 VR, the original from like 2020 or 21 or something. Haven't beat it, but it is basically the same game with different controls, so well, at least as far as I know. I know they changed the part in the boat, but as for the rest of the franchise, I've played the 2 remake, the 3 remake. I actually haven't played the original game, the remake, and I definitely should, but it's been on my backlog for a hell of a long time, and I think I'm going to struggle with it because it seems very puzzly and, you know, isometric-y. Played RE5, that was a lot of fun. It doesn't have the same flavor as RE4, but it's a really good co-op game. I played it with a buddy, and we had a lot of fun. RE6 is a nightmare. That game is like a headache in video game form. That game is like when you take a sleeping bag out of its sack for the first time and you try and shove it back in and it doesn't fit, there's just too much going on. That game is a mess. Pretty fun mercenaries, though. Resident Evil 7 I played about a year ago. That game was great. DLC kind of sucked, but the base game, fantastic, really loved it. Resident Evil Village, pretty good. Not as good as RE7, I would say. And there's probably some other like Resident Evil spin-offs that I've played that I don't remember. I have, what is it, Revelations in my backlog. I think I actually played Revelations 2 with that same buddy because that is a co-op game, and I think we co-opted that together. I think that's pretty much my history of the franchise, but I'm looking forward to playing this. We're going to be playing on PC, but with the DualSense today because, long and dumb story short, my keyboard is currently unusable. I don't feel like going into details. It's really stupid and makes me look stupid because I am stupid. But it's about time to start this up. What I was hoping for when this game was first announced is that it would be like, I guess I wanted to keep all the cheese and the tone, but like playing through the demo and seeing trailers, it doesn't seem like it has the same tone except for when Leon is doing his one-liners like, "Where's everybody going? Bingo?" And it's like, I guess it's nice that it's still there, but it feels kind of out of place with like the new tone and color palette. It was kind of weird. I guess I enjoyed hearing it just because it's such a great line, but the more I think about it, it's like, the less it kind of makes sense here. I don't know, so I don't even know what I want from this game anymore. I just want it to be different. That's ultimately what I want. Just something different, like how you might love a song and then they do a remix and it's not as good, but you can still enjoy it. For example, I listened to a dubstep remix of the Cantina Band song frequently, and it's not as good as the OG, but it has a different flavor and it's very enjoyable. So I'm gonna let this cutscene play out, and then I may have to go adjust some volume levels, so there might be a weird cut in there. We'll see. Gonna leave hardcore for another day. Oh, what the fuck? That wasn't Ashley, was it? No, there's no...
September 30th,
there's no way
1998. It's a day I'll never forget. The cop inside me died that day. And that night, Raccoon City was wiped out, thanks to the bioweapons created by Umbrella. Somehow I made it out.
Umbrella, I have to talk more about them after the intro.
Weren't so lucky. I was asked later to join a top-secret government program. Not that I had a choice. The training, punishing missions, nearly killed me. But at least I kept my mind off everything. If I could just forget what happened that night, the pain, even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place? As close to nowhere that I've ever seen.
Let's just say, looking for someone.
That someone must be very important, huh? The chief gave the orders himself. Help him, he said.
I'm sure you boys didn't come all the way out here to roast marshmallows. Maybe you did.
You have a strange sense of humor. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Just between us. A lot of people have gone missing around here. And it's been that way for a while now.
Well then, should be just another day in the office, right?
I mean, last week there was a search for some missing hikers.
I'm sure you'll do your best to help me.
Was that a head or a tombstone? Maybe that was the big cheese. I don't even remember his real name.
I think this is it.
Mendoza?
Nature calls, huh? I'll be right back.
Yeah, they skipped all this in the demo, which, you know, makes sense.
¿Te has bebido el bar entero?
You're gonna pee in front of the lights? Like, why would you do that?
You smoke?
Attaboy. Fuck them cancer sticks. Got gum.
Vaya sitio más tétrico. ¡Hey! ¿Hay alguien ahí?
He sure is taking his time. Did he fall in? Maybe you better go and take a look. Oh, watch the car. Wouldn't want to get a parking ticket.
So much for helping me.
Yeah, that line still fits in perfectly. I also need to turn on subtitles, and I'm gonna do that and then go check the audio levels, so I will be right back. Okay, we're back, and hopefully a little bit better balance. I was pretty close already, but these things take time and adjustment, and the thing, it's like, I guess I could go in and play like 10 or 15 minutes and like adjust the audio and then replay it, but I don't know, I just like having all the story stuff like in the video, you know? I did also play most of this in my like demo video, so I might cut out quite a bit of it, I don't know. But some stuff I wanted to mention of like what I'm hoping for in this game. R1, interesting. Okay.
How far could he have gone?
I think Uncharted 1 also used R1 for run. Or maybe that was like reload. I remember that game had really weird like key bindings. But anyway, what I hope to see from this game, I really want to see some more like tie-ins to Umbrella, which I think they might be doing because they seem to be tying this cult in Sadler's cult to Mother Miranda, and she was kind of involved with the Umbrella Corporation. So there are little bits of Umbrella like here and there, you know? I also can't draw my knife yet, unfortunately. See, I do want to see a little bit more of Umbrella, because I thought it was kind of odd how, like, the first 3 games were like, we're gonna take down Umbrella now. And then between games, Umbrella just, like, went bye-bye. Maybe there's, like, a spin-off that describes what happened, but there's, like, a billion Resident Evil spin-offs, so I don't really care. Also, like, just one little thing I don't really care for in the original game's story, and like, this is not a nitpick. I honestly felt like this the first time I played the game. I want there to be more consequences of Ashley and Leon being infected, because like, they used that subplot to like take Ashley away from you one time, like, cause Sadler uses like hypnosis on her. And like the pull of the parasite or whatever, and she gets taken away from you like 1 out of the 4 times in the game, and then they just go to that little like chair and get the parasite removed, and I want to see something like different, you know, some like long-lasting consequences. Like, this is kind of a fucked up idea. I think there's also a cutscene here, so I have to continue that thought in a minute. God, this game looks great.
Sorry to barge in like this. Busco a un policía. ¿Vino aquí?
It's really nice to feel haptics on PC. Was that the flashing of like a interactable item?
This is not good.
Take some of that. Look at the old baker stew, of course.
Man, that stinks.
Okay, so what I want to see from like the whole infection subplot, and again, this is kind of fucked up, but like what I would like to see, let's say, so we know that Leon was infected for less time than Ashley, obviously. what I would like to see happen, let's say, you know, Leon was injected in the neck, and let's say Ashley was injected in her arm, right? Sadler, like, injected her in the arm instead of the neck. Let's say that was a possibility, and her arm keeps getting, like, infected and rotten, and that's the source of it. And what if Leon has to cut off Ashley's arm in order to save her life? Again, fucked up idea for a character that some people like, I know, but, like that would be consequences for being infected, you know? Instead of that subplot just disappearing before the finale, I think that would give it some weight. Like, you know, Leon succeeds, Ashley goes home, she gets to live, but, like, you know, she's physically and mentally hurt.
Hey. I read you. What's your situation? What the hell's going on? What was that?
First enemy, of course.
No fucking way.
Dude, oh god, I can't aim on a controller. Oh, whoop, that was L2, not R2. I'm very conflicted about having a...
Just keeps getting worse.
I'm very conflicted about having, like, a breakable knife in this game. I love the knife from the original game. The fact that it's big and unbreakable, and you can just, like, keep slicing enemies on the ground. It was such a good combat loop. But now it's breakable, and I'm just very, like, conflicted about that. They seem to have, like, the same or similar counter system from Resident Evil 2. And we'll just see. I'll give it a chance. We'll see how I'd like it. But I would have been okay if they kept the original intact.
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Need a location on a nearby lake. She may have been taken there.
Copy that. I'll see what I can find.
Hurry up.
Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
I said in the demo, I'll say now, Leon diving out the window never gets old. Never, ever. Yeah, one thing I didn't think of until now. So, in this game, it sounds like Leon is forced to work for the president. He didn't really want to. But I guess the president is thinking, okay, this guy knows about Raccoon City and a lot of what happened there. I don't want that info getting out, so let's bring him into the fold and just keep a close eye on him and have him do, like, errands and shit, you know? That kind of thing. In the original game, and kind of this one, at the beginning, Leon seems very, like, uninterested in actually, you know, rescuing the president's daughter. About rescuing Ashley. He just seems very, like, you know, he's leaning up against the, like, car, for example, like that body language. He doesn't seem to care. But in this game, it makes so much sense, because, like, he probably doesn't want to do it at all, because he's being forced to. Like, he doesn't want this job, he doesn't want to help the president. Yes, 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 thank you very much. All my pre-order bonuses, very good. Top, I guess? Oh, the music. Oh, I forgot about it. That's really weird. It's like very subdued compared to the original, and it's like do 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 do. What the heck? It's like half of the original tune basically. That's so weird. That song sounds okay, but it's like, ugh. I think they probably could have done better. Also, it seems like the sun is really came up in the last like 3 minutes or 2 minutes.